Blue is the colour, and Champions League football has returned to Stamford Bridge in the first time in a long time, and we won! Good. Wrong button. Oh my god.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Hello friends, a little bit delicate today. You probably noticed I didn't upload yesterday for the first time. I say in a long time. I did take some days off quite recently. But yeah, I basically I had a busy day yesterday, lots of stuff to do. I had an eye test. My eyes have got better. Apparently I could try not wearing glasses, which is a scary thing for someone who wears glasses all the time and needs prism lenses a little bit. So we'll see what's happening there. The one good thing with age is my eyes are like correcting themselves slowly. I also got a new tattoo. It's a bit raw still on the neck. And had some other stuff to do. And by the time the day was done, I popped in for a jar and it became several. And I was like, oh, they're showing the game in the establishment I was drinking. And I did plan on watching the first half, returning, and then covering. But I ended up watching the full game there. I tried to concentrate as much as possible, and I rewatched the highlights so I could comment on said game here. And here I am, delicate, melting brain Jan, to speak about what was a good win, a good defensive performance. Maresca doing top bants, talking about, well, we're improving because we can win games of 10 men. That's right, three games on the trot, because we did have that game in between. But 3 games in this little over a week, 3 red cards. That is very silly from Chelsea. Oh, and by the way, I put a wider angle lens on. I invested a lot of money in another lens. And I quite like it. This is why I'm trying to move in not too long, because I do have a very pokey small office, and I want this kind of, angle lens to show a great space where I can decorate accordingly. And I want to start standing up again. Obviously I can't do it in this video, but I'd love to be able to stand up like I used to in videos, even if it's not a lapel mic, if it's just like standing with the hand held like a reporter. But I like it, man. So, yeah, new content vibes, new aesthetics. I know many of you are like, Jan, we love the content. You don't need to keep trying to optimize and change. But it's not just for you, it's for me. I wanted to keep it fresh. I want it to look good, yeah? And hopefully it looks good. So we're going to get into it, guys. Thank you as always for joining me. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Most appreciated. Let's see if we can get to that 200k target one day. We'll get there. 200,000 subs. Let's get into the game. Alright. Let's have a look at SofaScore to see why. Oh, it's not there, Yannick. Here we go. Lovely stuff. Mourinho playing a 4-3-3, it looks like. You will recognize such names as Nicolas Otamendi and Luca Bacchio. I must say I don't keep up with Portuguese football too much, but lots of changes from Mourinho. Of course, they got touched up last time in the Champions League. He made about 5 changes. Mourinho as well, and ultimately, I don't think Jose will be too annoyed with the performance. We'll look at the stats and stuff at the moment, but Chelsea played a sort of classic Maresca formation. Gusto started, probably the weakest in the back line here. SofaScore would reflect that. But ultimately, I'll say it now, a good defensive performance from Chelsea holistically. Very pleased indeed with how Chelsea dug in. It was kind of, dare I say, where's the button? Mourinho-esque. Which was great. Look, it's a 1-0 win from an own goal. It's not the sexiest thing you are ever going to see. Double pivot of Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. Caicedo had some incredible defensive contributions here. Tyreek George at striker. It's kind of like must rotation. Mark Gu clearly not fancied still. Was he even on the bench, Gu? Yeah, he was. He was on the bench. Garnacho and Neto on the wings. Fine. I do think Neto's a little bit overcooked at the moment, but he played quite well. And Facundo Buonanotte, who I thought wasn't registered for this competition. I didn't think he was registered, so I don't know what happened there. I thought he was gonna, what's going on? Is he young enough for the B slot thing, the B team? I'm not quite entirely sure, but there he is. He spoke about in his press conference, his interview early doors. He's coming to Chelsea. He's looking forward to playing Champions League. Well, he played a bit here, mate. Didn't really impress too much, but he got his game. We saw substitute appearances from Steval, made a good run. Gittins, fine, I suppose. Joao Pedro in the 61st minute, over an hour played, managed to get the double yellow card. Deservedly, dare I say. Reece James came on, he's the boy at 81, saw out the game. I think Mourinho praised him as well, saying, Gusto was struggling, they brought on a good player, a better player, he said. And that is demonstrably true. We brought on Reece James for Gusto. Josh Champong for Benoit Badiashile. Just swaps there. It would seem no injuries. It would seem job done. It would seem clean sheet. Let's have a look at the stats by halves, I think. First half, they had a much better this was Chelsea digging in with a rotated side versus away Jose Mourinho, wasn't it? They had probably a better, we had lots of ball, but they had better quality of chances. We did have one more shot than them, 2 goalkeeper saves apiece. Second half, we are the better team, despite getting the goal in the first half. A big chance apiece, but we had a better value chances with 0.67 XG, as you can see there. They did have more shots, but we dug in and defended well. Let's just quickly go back to the lineups then. So Garnacho does force the own goal. Playing at left wing, I think it's an assist. It's an assist for Garnacho. It is an assist, even if it's an own goal. I think it's an assist. Is it registered? Yeah, it's not registered on SofaScore as an assist, but on other platforms it is. He crosses it in. It comes off the midfielder. What's his name? Rios, and therefore that for me is an assist. It's an assist. 1 start for Chelsea Football Club. 1 start, 1 assist. Tell me what you think. Comment down below. Is that an assist for Alejandro Garnacho? Pedro Neto had a couple of good shots and chances as well. Let's have a look at Tyreek George's touch map. Very 4-9-y. Facundo Bonanoze, very number 10-y, nowhere near the box. To be honest, Tyreek George plays how Joao Pedro plays, really. Let's just see Joao's touch map. Oh my goodness. 3 accurate passes, 2 yellow cards. This is a bit of a stinkfest, I must say. He's been overcooked, I think, Joao Pedro. Chucked in difficult situations, but only 3 passes completed, 12 touches. 1 ground duel out of 5 attempted. 0 aerial duels out of 3 attempted. This is some stinky stuff. And a red card. Ooh la, I don't know. I think I might get him out of my FPL and just let him rest for a little while and, percolate it in the background and get his mojo back. I think Reece James coming on. Big important moment, 81st minute as a defender. Got a nice sweet 7 score. Ground duels, contested one, won it. Only 7 passes completed, but that's 100%. He came on, he did the business, 1 long ball, 1 just 100% everything. Came on, didn't do loads, but what he did, it was perfect. So there's your Capadano, Reece James for you, man. In terms of the timeline, it was an early goal, 18 minutes, again forced by Alejandro Garnacho. It was a cutback to, was it Neto or Enzo or someone ends up going in off the midfielder who's advancing back towards his goal. I think he wants to clear it above the crossbar, excuse me, but he ends up, finishing it beautifully in the back of the net. And we hold on. There are some cards. They get 3, we get 4. One of them being the bad one, Joao Pedro. Talk about that. It is absolute. He doesn't make contact with the player. I think and Enzo Maresca said as much, by the way. He doesn't make contact with I can't remember who the high boot's against, but his studs are looking at the guy's face, so it is a dangerous high boot. It doesn't need to make contact for it to be called a yellow card high boot. Sometimes even red, maybe. Actually, no, I think it needs to make contact for red. Point being, it's a second yellow. It's dangerous play. He gets his marching orders, he will miss the game against Ajax, which hopefully Chelsea can navigate without João Pedro. He will play in the Premier League against Liverpool, especially because he'll be missing, well, it'll be after the international break, I guess. Anyway, look, guys, let's bring this on home, shall we? Let's land this Champions League plane. Good. We won. We had a clean sheet. I say we won with 10 men, but it was in the 96th minute. He was sent off, so it doesn't really count. It would seem no injuries. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think there's any injuries. Players rested. Players like Lavia not risked. I think Santos is unavailable. And Santos joins the injury party, man. I think he will be not until after the international break as well. So I think Romeo Lavia might start against Liverpool, and I think we're going to need him to. Genuinely. Liverpool, by the way, who lost to Galatasaray. 2 consecutive losses on the bounce for the Premier League champions, which can only be described as effing lovely, mate. So, is that enough? I mean, we are going to be heavily rotated. Bless Mark Gue, by the way. When is this guy ever going to get any minutes whatsoever? And I understand the game state here was fragile, and we were defending a 1-0 lead against the Mourinho narrative. And if the Chelsea manager doesn't look at Gue and think he's quite ready to, to do what he needs him to do, which is kind of crazy, because I think he really liked him. Obviously, he played him in the conference loads. He scored a bunch of goals in the conference. But at the moment, we shouldn't have recalled him from Sunderland. Sunderland are having a lovely time in the Premier League. I don't think it will last, but I think they could stay up, and I think they could have a great season. Gue was being used there. He scored a goal in the Carabao Cup for them. And now we're literally playing Tyreek George as a starting centre-forward in the Champions League. We're through the looking glass now here, people. Look, I don't care if we win. He did score a nice goal and got an assist against Lincoln. Whatever you can say about that. Do you know what I mean? But he's a great talent, Ty. Look, I don't think he wants to be playing centre forward. I know we all know he's a winger. He knows he's a winger. Chelsea will get Delap back. Chelsea will probably get, buy a striker or utilise Emmanuel Omega. He's literally filling in there at the moment as a placeholder. He's probably waiting till next summer where he can get a transfer somewhere so he can play as a starting winger at a good level. Probably a Premier League club or something like that. Maybe a Champions League club in Europe. But yeah, we move. It's a win. I'll take it. We're level on points with Liverpool in the Champions League table. We are 17th. You've got to be in the top 24 to get into the playoffs. Top 8 to automatically qualify. Let's just show you what we're on here. So this is La Table. Bayern, top of the pops. They are very good. Of course, they slapped us. Real Madrid, having a lovely time. Inter, Tottenham, with 4. No, they got. No, wait. What? Hold on. Yeah, 4 points. So they're the top 3 are on 6 points. Tottenham on 4. PSG yet to play though. So that's also another case. Liverpool and Chelsea could be pushed down a bit further when the likes of Dortmund and Juventus play. Because, yeah, lots of 4-pointers could jump over us, actually. But still, it's fine. It's the home game. It's the first home game. We got to win. You win your home games, you go through, I think. That's it, I think. And, of course, we've probably got some very winnable away games as well. Losing 3. And, again, to say the line, the only game Chelsea have lost in the last 6 months, 11 players versus 11, was Bayern Munich away in the Champions League. They are top of the Champions League table. Maybe things aren't that bad, but we've got like 8 or 9 injuries. It's rough. We're in the trenches. It's come early. It's always remember, we're in November. Or was it December? Or maybe we're terrible in all those months. It's come early. Maybe by the time it gets to the deep winter, we'll be playing like Galactico football and everyone will be back and Palmer and Steva will be cooking and dancing. Here's to hoping, right? Let me know what you think. Please do comment down below. I'm grateful for your subscribership. And I do hope to see you back here very soon. Alright, mate. Peace.